I have a question, and that I've been struggling with recently, that I'm now free of, but I struggled with it nonetheless. How do you deal with somebody that has influence over you that you know for a fact is way dumber than you?
With patience.
I'm genuinely curious because
It's a tough question.
we've dealt with idiots who have way too much power.
Definitely.
How did you deal? Because I dealt with Tislik.
Yep. That's the go-to until you try to figure out a way out.
Obviously, if you're in this situation and it's going to be there for the future, then you need to figure out ways to cope with it.
Let's set up the hypothetical.
Before the hypothetical. Hey, welcome past the Kabsa. It's your boy Ad. What's popping? Episode 232, I think. I'm not sure. I got
Sure.
the homie
Almost.
Turks right behind me. I got Shams right next to me.
Yo.
Number one's in the building.
Yeah,
Thank you for joining us. Shout out to tons of listeners. Shout out tons of viewers. We appreciate you for being here. Keep going.
Pass the caps on all socials.
Yeah, oh yes, that one too. Call to action.
Yes. Exactly.
Anyway,
Engage.
yeah, give me a hypothetical.
Hashtag likes, we retweets, whatever.
Hashtag likes and retweets.
Hypothetical.
The hypothetical. You are a Turks. And as a Turk,
ليش؟
yes.
ليش؟
يا اخي كل يوم نستلم شمس خلينا نستلمك انت شوي.
Let's change it up a little bit.
نوع شوي يا اخي حرام يعني. I feel bad at this
It's a
point.
difficult position to be, ترى, to be a Turks. I'm just letting you know.
I know. So
There's so much to deal with. Okay.
so as a Turks انت already قافله معك.
Yeah.
دائما.
Mhm.
So this
Is this hypothetical?
yes, hypothetical. Hypothetical Turks.
Close to truth, but see you.
Yes, hypothetical Turks that doesn't have bald spots.
Screw you. But okay.
Yeah, well, it's a much better version of Turks, but
I didn't say nothing.
violence.
Anyhow, so hypothetical Turks has a boss who is very, very dumb, who doesn't really know anything about anything.
Mhm.
And he is making things that you know for a fact will make your life difficult at work. He is a new boss. ما يفهم البروسيس ويبغى يمشي عكس البروسيس. How do you, as a Turks with no bald spots, deal with it?
Okay. First thing is,
I'm sorry.
It's giving me the space here
I'm
to
sorry.
think.
I'm sorry. Okay, all right. First thing first.
first thing is,
Fuck you for the bald spots. That's one.
Yeah.
Two.
yes. And you're still hung up on the ball. I'm not hung up on the ball spot. Who said ball spots?
No, it's just
Nobody said ball spots.
the way he's attacking
What are you
it.
talking about?
The way he's attacking it makes it feel like there's something.
Here's the thing.
This is completely
as
hypothetical. What are you
I
talking about?
opened the door to him just now, and I was on the stairs. I could see the bald spots from above.
From afar.
There was more skin than hair at this point. So
That's the advantage of height.
Like creators on the moon.
Yes, you have a border of hair that hides all the bald spots. Alhamdulillah.
Islam.
As a human thumb, I can comment
Yeah, أنت خلاص. No.
on what's going on.
As a
now.
man with a
You
full head
lost
of
this
hair,
war
I'm
like
also out of this
many years ago.
conversation.
many moons ago.
Yes. Yeah.
Willingly though.
Yeah. His head, one of those moons.
Hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
Hypothetical, boys.
Well,
Okay.
before you start,
Damn.
before you start, you wrote, "I'm gonna check with my barber before I come." Question is, do you go to
Yeah.
question? Do you go to your barber and he says, "Yep, still bald"? You're like, "What?"
Yes.
It's gonna be a quick one.
He doesn't say anything. He just nods.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good.
I got it.
He just holds my head and goes like this. They go away. He just blows air on my head and we're good to go.
Yeah.
So hypothetical boss.
Hypothetical Turks.
Hypothetical. What? The new boss doesn't know
The process, and he's making objectively dumb and unhelpful things that will
Decisions.
make your life worse.
Okay, you never tell them they're wrong. هذا أول شيء.
Yeah, that's part of the
Okay.
problem.
But they are.
But you can't.
Okay.
You have to navigate this situation very.
See that response, Shamsi? But they are. This is why I struggle.
I mean, that's the first thing.
Yo, I didn't want to say anything.
No, but that's the thing. That's the first thing that needs to be acknowledged. You don't know what you're doing.
Not to
Okay?
their face.
Okay, no,
Not
you
to their
answer
face.
this, please.
Okay.
I need to. This is why. This is why it's always a hypothetical Shamsi. Just
No.
letting you know.
No, but I want to hear your. point
No.
of view.
I need to hear yours first, please.
Yeah, okay, yes, maybe you don't confront it in a head-on way like that, but so you also need to kind of clarify that. Okay, maybe we need more information. You know, maybe the information should come from other sources other than you, boss. Let's see who can help us.
Could I chime in?
Yeah.
Chime in.
If I tell you you today,
Mm.
Shamsi,
Yeah.
what you're doing is wrong. Whatever it was, right? You're not going to respond to it automatically, right? Because you do not, maybe you think I don't have the right idea or I'm looking at something differently, right?
Mm.
So you would say, okay, thank you, yeah.
No, prove it.
Who say
I'll,
fool?
I'll say
Hey,
prove it.
bro, I
Yeah.
tried to prove so many things to you. I showed you, rasamta, I did everything,
Yeah, okay.
and you still hard-headed, you wouldn't
We're
change
talking
your
about
mind.
hypothetical.
No,
Shamsi
we're talking
here.
about real Shamsi here.
So that was hypothetical.
That's why when you're saying, when you said, yo, they're wrong, they need to acknowledge it. Sometimes you tell people about something doing that they think, that you might think is wrong, but they don't acknowledge it because they don't see it in the same way that you see it.
Mm.
That's why you can't go head on and say, yo, you're wrong.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Exactly.
That was a double ass whooping with one, bro.
Yeah.
Like this is like a master class in this bitch.
This is why I failed the first step. Okay. Back to you, Turks.
Back to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
The hypothetical Turks
Okay.
with a luscious head of hair.
Okay,
Thank you.
I really want to speed up this conversation because we're taking too long in one place.
Okay.
You don't.
So Turks is basically saying, Turks is right 100%. Do not go head on.
No.
Okay? What would you do, Turks?
You detail and explain what the alternative solution you have is and how it has like some pros over the cons that their solution or their process might اللي هو.
And then watch them fail and come back to your idea and then claim it as their own.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the thing that
That's gonna happen. Yeah, that's
Okay,
the word.
and
Because that's your role usually under your boss. Your role is to show the right things and make him make the decision. You give him the options.
Exactly.
If he makes the wrong decision, he has another option that he can take or he can go build something new. If at the end of the day, the management tells him, yo, listen, all your options are trash. What other options did you have? Then he pulls that one that he was told from day one. And they say, okay, we like this. Then they say, okay, this is the one.
At the end of the day, it's their responsibility and it's their accountability on the line.
But see,
So whatever you do, yeah, all you're doing is whatever your boss is telling you to do.
but see,
That is your limitation.
part of my role comes into providing that support system. Okay.
Yes.
To highlight that, okay, probably if we end up going with your decision, uninformed or unaware boss, that this might
Don't
end
call
up,
them unaware boss.
I'm just saying, like, if I know it's something wrong or something
Yeah.
that I don't agree with, right?
Did you highlight it?
And I did highlight it, and I
Okay.
would lead, and I would show the case the consequences as well.
And their decision at the end of the day was to stick to their
Stick to it, but
yeah.
like, okay, we're
But
walking
خلاص
into
مين؟
a mistake.
بطيح خلاص مين?
Who?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's his head on the block.
Exactly.
I'm still trying to avoid the mistake happening. You know?
I highlighted it.
Yeah.
I wrote it
This
down.
was-
I sent it in email. It's already recorded.
It's on the record.
This is a point of contention I have a lot with people I've worked with in the past. Because here's the thing. I've dealt with a lot of people who give 110% all of the time. And when they feel that something isn't going in the right way, they get discouraged really quickly.
Okay.
I've come to terms with the fact that, I'm now just becoming a mid-level employee. And as a mid-level employee, you come to realize that, I do not have any real impact or sway in my work unless I am the decision maker.
Mhm.
And a lot of the time, the decision maker doesn't know jack shit.
Mm.
So I've come to realize, and you know what? خلاص, sure. بسوي اللي علي. And if that doesn't come to fruition, at least I'm satisfied in the knowledge of knowing that it's not on my ass.
Do you not see a role for yourself to better inform the decision maker in a
I
way
do.
that in a way that benefits both your own career progress and the company's direction?
You
Here's the
said it. You inform.
Yeah.
That's it. Not
Yeah,
make
but
decision.
But in his situation,
Inform.
what he could do, the option he has, is to be more forceful about it. No.
No,
what do you mean by forceful?
Forcefulness
No.
doesn't work.
Okay.
This is not the wilds.
That, and when I mean by forceful, and rather than just saying it, go and build the case for it. For example, just the giving.
Okay, you still
Wait.
build the case for
Yeah,
it and you
yeah.
present it and you still get ignored. That's it.
Yeah,
You
here's the
present
thing.
it to your
Well, at
boss,
some
not
point-
to your boss's boss. You don't go behind their back.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
What I'm saying
exactly.
is, and at
Here-
some point,
They're gonna make decision at the end
Here's
of
the
the day.
thing. Usually 9 times out of 10, or let's be honest, 10 times out of 10, if you tell your boss something and they say, nah, I'm good, homie, they're not going to listen to if you tell them the same thing, but in a 20 or 30 slide PowerPoint.
Exactly. I already told you no.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not going to. Basically, what I'm saying is, خلاص, I've, as a defense mechanism, just to not become frustrated at every single decision that is being made, I will do what is directed. I will signal and inform where I feel that might not be the best option. But I will take orders.
Part of it is taking orders, definitely.
Your boss
following the
got a
hierarchy.
direction. Your boss got a direction, and he came and he gave you a direction, and you think the direction is wrong. Your boss is telling you a lot of times, telling you no because that's not the decision that was made upstairs.
Mm.
You're not the guy upstairs.
You don't have all the information.
Exactly.
True.
The business owner could be telling them, listen, I want to take this risk. I know it's wrong. I know it goes against everything that we do, but I want to take this risk. So you might say this, yo, what you guys are doing wrong. But this is the direction they were given.
Mm.
And so
Fall in line.
it's not about only falling in line. You are, in any company, you are just a small piece of the big puzzle.
Exactly.
And you need to play your role in order for you to go up.
Mm.
Your role is not to go find all the gaps. See, a lot of people are like living in this movie where they think they get into a company and they show all the faults and then, oh, you are amazing. You become CEO.
You get promoted,
Not even promoted.
patted on the head.
So a lot of people think they're the game changers. They come in like all excited. They want to do things. Okay, cool. Keep that excitement. And as a good manager, you should also make sure that they keep that alive.
Mhm.
But at the same time, there are things that needs to be done and that needs to be followed.
Fair. That's very fair. But you see that excitement, and for me, that's part of, and I see a lot of people around me, for example, or experiences that I've been through where you go to a company culture and it's discouraging when you see, a lot of things that could be done better, but aren't for whatever reason,
Yeah.
So how do you channel that energy where you really do want to come in and find the flaws and fill the gaps in a way that is actually, productive for the company while keeping the employee feeling like he has that sense of purpose?
I'm going to tell you my point of view.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because all of you have jobs. I don't.
Yeah.
Right? Like I work for
I'm just asking the question because I
I'm
do
gonna tell
face
you-
that problem and I do see it around me.
When I used to work for companies, I realized early on that I can scream from here till next year and no one cares.
Mm.
And I learned early on that I was dedicated and devoted to a certain company. And then just one boss came around and I started getting warnings. And then when I talked upstairs, it's like I didn't exist.
Mm.
So I understood early on that I also need to be selfish with myself.
Mm.
Mhm.
I need to be selfish with my services. If I know something, I keep it to myself. Now, if you're good at what you do, you find ways to do what number one just said. I know the decision making doesn't happen down here.
Mm.
It happens upstairs.
Mm.
So I take my skill set and try to build it as much as possible to get upstairs. A lot of people enter the corporate world and realize it's trash. Yes, as an entry level employee, the first 3 to 5 years, it's always going to be awful.
It's hard. It's a grind.
That's not only a grind, you're looked down upon that you don't understand. And you tell yourself, yo, I have so many capabilities, but no one is using it. And I'm stuck in this desk. But your job is to make your skill set get better for you to move up faster.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people want a job when they walk in, they just, do the little things and go. Some people want to come in and be the person that makes the changes. And I am bigger than this job. And I want people to know that I'm bigger than this job. Cool. Go find the job that will fit you where you think you're bigger.
Mm.
Mhm.
You need to know what you want for yourself. This is why you should never go head to head with your bosses.
Yes.
Give them what they want. They have a direction. Give them direction. Tell them the other thing that you think is the correct way. Show them what it is. Try to explain it to the best that you can. If it doesn't fit them, that's all cool. You saw something that they didn't see. That's really good.
Mm.
It means you have insight into things that they're not paying attention to, which shows you where you are and where they are.
As if nobody's paying attention to that.
Everyone wants a good boss, right? Everyone says a good boss is a boss that builds you up and teaches you everything, right?
Mm.
Not everybody can absorb the right information like everybody else.
Not everybody, not because you have a good boss means that you're a good employee.
Exactly. You can have a boss that's amazing and hard worker, but you cannot match up with that energy.
Mm.
And so you want to learn what they learn, but they had to go through hell to get where they are today, right? They had to understand new things. They had to build. The hardest thing in business is growing yourself.
Mm.
Because it comes to a certain point that you're static, right? Like, let's say you're a manager in whatever department, right? You see all of them as the same. This is for most jobs, not all the jobs.
All of them, as in all the other managers.
Yeah. So basically, until you're a manager in this company, if you go to this, it's like plug and play,
Mm.
right? There's no specific skill set or something new that you're going to bring to another company.
Mm.
You're just going to bring the knowledge that you had from the bigger company that you were in.
Mm.
That's it. If you want to go beyond that, then you start learning on what makes a company run.
Mm.
If you want to be a CEO, you have to learn how to be a CEO. You have to understand a whole business from a different aspect than learning it from a department.
Knowing all the different functions.
And that's where you build yourself. You can become bigger than what you are today unless you are in a job that, let's say, cybersecurity, right? You know, it's an IT job. It's very specific. So you grow within that realm and you know there's going to be always a ceiling. There's always a ceiling. It's just, where do you want to reach your ceiling? Do you want to reach it in company A or company B or conglomerate company C? There's always going to be money to be had, just how good you are. Like one of my friends is really good at what he does in tech. And his always competition was, what are they doing at Google? What are they doing at Microsoft? What's making this guy be the CEO? What's making this guy be that?
That's a standard.
Exactly. I want to be on that level. I want to get paid that type of money. I want to have that type of
I
lifestyle.
want to be recruited by this type of company.
Not even recruited by them. I want to be
This
as
type.
skillful as them that when people look at my CV, they're like, oh, this guy's a catch. I become important. When you become a catch, it means I can negotiate the salary that I want. I can discuss things that I want. I can discuss my benefits.
And I don't have to deal with dumbass bosses that don't know what they're doing.
Oh, no, you'll get a dumbass CEO. And
It's like, there's no way out.
And then when you're done with the dumbass CEO and you become the CEO, you get a dumbass
As
board.
manager.
Okay.
Or a dumbass manager, or a dumbass whatever.
Okay, so the dumbassery shall exist.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all direction, bro. It's just how well can you execute and how quick can you execute and how well can you have a team that can execute. It's all about execution.
I think the determining factor is how you deal with the email dilemma. Are you aware of the email dilemma?
What is the email dilemma?
Of course you're not, because I made it up just now.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot of email like dueling that goes on within the language.
The email dilemma is a term I've coined when you are a entry-level employee that is very skillful and you are aware of your skill.
Okay.
And you are being managed by an idiot. And the idiot says, تعالي فلان اكتب لي email ما أعرف. I believe all of us had been put in similar situations.
At one point or the other.
Yes. The question is, your success in your career and your career path will be determined by your response to that. Do you do it and sure أبشر طال عمرك, or do you do it and you get huffy about it behind the scenes, or do you not do it? Because those three paths will determine how you are perceived in the company. You are a team player, or you do your job and shut up, or you are difficult to manage. Because again, هي الدعوة أرزاق. If you are not willing to play the game, you're not really gonna be a player.
You're not gonna keep your place in the team, basically.
Do you know why CEOs get paid a lot? Do you understand the explanation of like the idea of why forget the ones that get 150 million as bonuses, right? I'm just talking about regular CEOs, why they get so much money.
They can make the tough decisions.
That's one.
They basically have to deal with everything. At the end of the day, everything ends up with them.
I'm buying your 24 hours. That's what I'm doing. Why do you have 2 drivers and 3 maids? Why would you have that? Because you need the time for yourself. Because your hours is being bought by that company, which means every day you wake up, every time you go to sleep, you're thinking about that company. You're putting that company ahead of your kids. You're trying to make room for your kids. It's not, I have to go see my kids. No, it's like, how can I shift my business so I can see my kids? This is why you get paid so much money, because you live and breathe this company. And a lot of people think, when you go up, they're just management. They just get paid a lot of money and sit around and make decisions. No, it doesn't work this way. If I'm hiring a CEO,
there's a lot more effort.
If he doesn't live and breathe my vision, I don't want you to be here, because I'm paying you for what exactly? I want to, like someone told me, it's like Mark Zuckerberg makes all the time in the world. Yeah, when you have billions and billions and you have a company with X amount of 100,000 employees, you can take time off because you have like 16 people under you that are doing the work that you want them to do.
When you are literally the global leader and monopolizing several different industries, you're good.
But any other CEO, no. Look at them, bro. Look at our friends that own companies. All they do is talk about their business, because that's all they can do. Because that's it. This is their livelihood. This is where I make my money. This is where I do my business. This is where I feed my kids. And if you can't think like that with the job that you have, you'll never go. The competition is very hard upstairs. People think it's easy. People think, X amount of years, I become manager. Nah, bro. You'll get shocked real quick. There's a reason why you see 40-year-olds in one position. not even mid-management. There's a reason for that. Not everybody's built for it.
The funniest thing is when you see the generational clash in real life, when you have the 40-year-old manager who's been there for ages, that is being supervised by the 32-year-old who is more experienced, and it's fun. Yeah, to see that clash happen.
Like you just enjoy the show.
Oh, trust me,
The saltiness abounds.
as a consultant, I've seen that show happen in front of me, where ترسل ايميل يقول لا تسمع هذا حمار ما يفهم. Like, isn't he your boss? Yes, حمار.
And that's where the dilemma comes from.
No, that's the fun. I don't get. I have no dog in this fight. I'm just watching. Like, let them fight.
Nah,
Office politics. Oh.
and the thing is, a lot of people, I said this so many times on the podcast, you do not understand what you need until it's too late.
In what way?
You don't know, you don't think about owning a house. You know, you think about renting, you know, you think of what your
Talking big
lifestyle
picture.
today is going to be what your lifestyle is in 20 years.
Nah.
This is the thing that shocks a lot of people.
Mhm.
I know 45-year-olds that party like crazy every single week, like crazy. And I'm waiting for them to see the value of health when they're 60 because they're not looking at 60. And they'll tell me like, yo, bro, أنا مبسوط الآن. I have a lot of stress in my head. أنا مبسوط الآن. Okay, cool. Do you? I have no problem with that. But if you can't keep one eye on the future, where are you going to go?
There's a lovely continuum of this, Adil. When you first enter the workforce and you start with your salary, and you see that manager X is making, let's say 20 or 30% more than you, and like, yo, you think that's a lot of money. And then you reach that, and like, you know what? Screw the salary. I can't do shit with the salary.
Exactly. Like everyone tells me, it's like, oh, getting paid 30K as a manager is amazing. Go ask every manager that's making 30K if it's amazing.
Come on, again, it's a tough market out there. You know, there's a lot of competition, as you mentioned.
No, you got a lot of responsibilities in your life. You get kids.
Yeah.
You start thinking about those kids. What schools do you want to go to?
30K.
Tuition. How much is tuition?
30K is the exact amount of money that tells you 30K doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
That's where we're starting, right there.
Bro, go look at schools and look how much does it cost. Just go look at that. And I'm not saying go look at high school. I'm saying go look at kindergarten. Pre-K.
حق الأطفال, the one where you play with stuffed animals.
Yes. Well, I'm paying what? 40K a child a year? And that's me being nice. That's me being nice. A lot of people listen like, yo, it's 80. I'm like,
Let's not go there.
we don't want to tell everybody.
Yeah, I love my kids, but not that much.
Oh, see, well, that's what's going to happen. You're going to be thinking about their education. You're like, oh, okay, should they go to this school and just get a regular education, or should I help them fast track their education for them to be more prepared in the future?
Yeah, this is where benefits become a real game changer for a lot of people.
Yeah. Company benefits, you mean?
Yeah, بدلات, like بدل تعليم, better, like the مكافآت, like it really helps a lot of people.
And once again, this is where we have to put up with hypothetical dumbass boss, because we have to put up with these, not put up with, and we have to live with these decisions, basically.
Look, being a good company with a dumbass boss
Is a blessing.
yeah, than being in a shitty company where everything is running the way you want to run. Because you only get to bigger companies by working in bigger companies. You're not going to go from Adil Co. to Google. It's not going to happen. All right, so...
Thank you all for coming to our work-life analysis today.
Nice segue. Okay.
All right. So let's give an explanation. So we have no topics, as you can see. We've been all very depressed this past week.
For obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons, everybody knows. We've been struggling on... Well, today is Friday, by the way, so we're recording this early. We've been struggling with topics because we're all watching the same thing and there's really nothing worth of value to talk about.
We don't want to break our hearts further.
And we know that a lot of people pull up here just, to escape a little bit of reality, and we're trying our best to escape with y'all. But we're talking shit about our bosses or their bosses.
Because we have hate in our hearts.
Hypothetical. There's going to be 3 people fired next Sunday. There's going to be vacancies in 3 different companies.
I mean, the economy, that tells you the economy is still going on.
I want to go on the record and say my dumbass boss was from my consulting days, so I don't work there anymore.
All right. I will tell you where number 1 works so you can put a direction.
I don't
over there.
Again, I do not exist, listeners.
And
in our
we-
head.
But if I did, I would be very hot and very tall and very wealthy.
and very with a head full of hair.
As we said on the
Yeah.
last episode, number one is gorgeous.
Yes.
Handsomest man on earth.
Yes.
And so tall. I'm very tall.
Yeah.
I'm not a munchkin. I'm very tall.
Did you say he has a 12 pack?
So yeah, definitely.
He has a 12 pack.
ما أدخل من الباب. I'm very tall.
Yes. He doesn't go to the gym. The gym comes to him.
Yes.
Basically.
I'm so tall. I just step out of my door and I reach the gym because my legs are so tall. I'm so tall. Whoa, I'm so tall.
Oh.
As you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, he is tall.
Well, let's tell people what's going on about that one since we have really no topic. So
Yeah.
someone came up to me and said, "Hey, I can guarantee you number one is sexy." And I'm not going to tell you what my response was, but after like 85 minutes of laughter.
I returned to that conversation by
He
saying,
laughed. He laughed because it was so true.
Exactly.
It is
like-
funny because it's true.
It
Yeah.
was like, how did you know? How you know?
This person's like, show me his picture. I'm like, he doesn't exist.
Exactly. He's in our heads.
Yeah, and she was like, that's some bullshit. I want to know how number one looks like. And I was like, number one is sexy.
He's fine with a capital F.
I'm not sexy. I'm fine.
You are drop dead gorgeous.
Sir. And this
His
is,
head fits through anything.
Yes, exactly. It's a normal.
Yeah, the 12 pack. I know. I think you know what that is.
It's 12 pack than a head.
and it's a
No
ver-
chest.
it's a very normal sized head. You know? It is a head that is appropriate for a human being.
Yeah.
Yes.
it doesn't have all the real estate in the world.
Oh, when times like that, we trash each other.
Yeah. And that's how you can tell that we love each other.
Oh,
I love none of you.
because you're gorgeous.
Yes,
Yeah.
I only love myself
Because you're
Not
gorgeous.
non-stop love.
and tall. Don't forget that part.
That's
Please.
super tall. You're what, 7 foot? What?
All the foots. All the foots. All the
7
foots.
foot 13.
And you're breaking hearts and records.
Oh my god, bro.
Well done, number
He
one.
can be the best at Olympics, the best at basketball, the best at soccer. He's the best at
Do
everything.
you not see how? Okay, never mind. Let's just leave him.
Upset.
Let's just leave him alone.
Leave him alone for what? Look how gorgeous
I'm
he is.
gorgeous. I'm radiating gorgeousness.
Everyone thinks like all this light is coming from like what's the name? Our lights. No, it's from his from him.
12 pack.
It's from the 12 pack.
The reflections of the 12 packs.
The glaze of the 12 pack.
Exactly. It's like LED lights.
Doesn't even oil it. It's just natural.
I excrete it.
Oh, smells like oud all day long. What a catch.
Very musky at times.
So, not of you.
Because we love you, number one.
Oh,
Somebody has to.
We appreciate you. in our
somebody
lives.
has to.
Yeah.
Mother won't.
I mean, I know that we act like we don't, but we genuinely do.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. We're done with that section too.
We're done with that section too. We had a good question last week.
What was the question?
We asked ourselves a good question. If you could build a video game.
Did you
I
figure
actually
out
thought
the
about
okay,
that.
video?
okay.
I actually thought about that.
No,
for
first
that.
off, Turks was the one who came up with the idea.
Yeah. Did you think about it?
Yes. It was literally his idea.
Because I'm asking him.
Did you?
I love the fact that he said we and it was Turk's idea.
yeah, he does that a lot.
We discussed
Andy.
the idea.
Yeah.
If he's in the room, it's a we.
What's the
Yeah.
question?
Did you figure out an answer?
Yeah, kind of.
The question was, if
If
you're
you-
going to build a video game, what would the storyline be and who the characters would be? So
You
that
had
was
to
the
build a
question.
video game based in Saudi.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
About Saudi.
Yes.
Goodly.
Oh, that kind of ruined my idea. My idea was that you make a video.
Outer
game.
space.
No,
Outdoor, yeah.
no. My idea for a video game was that you start the video game, you press start, and you press A to be told that you are worth it and you are loved. That is my idea for a video game because it's a video game that I need.
Anyway, so you're saying video game?
Yeah.
So Red Dead
Funny bit.
Red Dead
All right,
Redemption.
I'm gonna mute.
Red Dead Redemption, but in the desert. So how
Red
does
Dead Redemption is in the desert. Go on.
Yes.
No, but in our desert. So instead of horses, you do camels.
And
And basically
You
build
know we
this-
had horses, right?
I'm just saying that no,
Tech for stop.
no, no,
Stop.
no, no.
Okay, okay.
I'm just saying like you build that like I'm sure there's plenty of stories that you can go back to hundreds of years.
so
that
what you did since Wednesday was
Yeah.
just get an idea of revamping a game that already
No,
exists.
I'm talking to you about the
What's the
format
storyline?
of the game.
Let him
basically.
go. Let him go. Let him go.
No, I'm talking about the idea, the format of the game.
Yeah.
Honestly, the way I thought about it, like it would be really cool if you could play like Antal Bishaddad or like some old
Legend.
basically of Arab
it's
history.
interesting that he went with Antar bin Shaddad.
I'm just giving you an example
This
here.
is inside jokes.
Okay,
Inside
okay.
jokes.
I'm
Inside
giving you an
jokes.
example.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have to take that literally.
Yes, number one, this
Okay.
doesn't go public.
Yes, but there's stories that you could explore. There's ways that you could bring and showcase culture in different ways that really tap into. Like I'm imagining grading like caravans and shit. Like that would be. It's badly. There's elements of Assassin's Creed. I think part
So
of it.
it's an RPG.
Yeah, kind of an RPG adventure. yeah.
Okay.
And you need
In the
to-
desert.
in the desert. I still haven't figured out the actual storyline. But that's kind
Have
of where I
you
want to go with.
seen the desert?
Yeah, it's
That
quite.
was kind of the question, but okay.
Okay. What the storyline?
Yeah.
I'm giving you what the game was gonna be. Like now we build the storyline.
So it's just one empty map with dunes.
I mean, no, there's like rocks.
There's a tent over there, and a tent over there.
Yeah. There's diversity in
Hatsheba.
the landscape. You know, في ناس ضاعت هناك. So
ايام انت من شداد.
أيام أنت بتشدد.
I'm sure there was a lot of wildlife and fauna.
Ah,
Okay.
ah.
With-
Yeah,
with-
those camels though.
Yes.
Yo.
Exactly.
4x4 camels.
We had woolly mammoths at some point, didn't we?
In the BC times.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. It's a video game. You can go crazy with it.
See, the longer you go, the more you're breaking down the game.
I don't
Okay.
I'm loving it. I'm
I
loving
don't
it.
think-
No, hold on.
There
Yes.
we go.
No,
Yeah.
he's not loving what you
No,
think he's
no,
loving.
Yeah, I don't,
Yeah.
I'm giving you concepts here.
yeah, I don't think woolly mammoths and the Arab identity coexistent.
So we have a
At the same
time
time.
rift in the desert. Okay.
There we go.
where you have like Toyotas and woolly mammoths
mammoths.
coming from both sides of history
And there's
of
a camel
time.
stuck in the middle.
And the
Okay.
camel going, look, guys,
What did I do?
did I do that? And it turns out that the camel was the reason for the time rift. That's nice. Okay.
Okay.
So the camel's a time machine.
you
Yeah.
you just made it so much better, right? Like Safina
Because it was so much worse. It can only go up.
I know.
Again, we're world building here.
Regardless of what kind of shit I fling through like the wall, it's gonna stick.
Because how awful that idea
Yes.
was, it
Well, I'm just saying, we're
The
world
wall is
building here.
glue. Gully. Ew.
لا لا عرفت. But so that's what we start with, right? We start with that.
What?
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 Ah, so no, hold on.
All of
A
what we
video
just
game
said.
about Saudi Arabia. He started with the desert. Hello,
Yeah.
you racist. Go on.
Yes.
Ew. Come on.
And
Yes.
then he
Yeah.
went back to Anta Bashiddat.
Yeah, Mr. Stereotype. Tell me. Yeah.
Is the currency dates?
That's like
As the main
collectibles.
character
That's like the
collectibles?
rings. That's like the rings. Hexonic.
What?
You collect dates in life.
Again, I want you to.
That's Crash Bandicoot.
I
I'm
want
just
to
letting
remind you
know,
how
but
we
see,
started this. You said Turks asked a good question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Create a video game in Saudi.
Yes, and he had a bad answer.
And then you started with Sahra and Red
Yes.
Dead Redemption.
Yes.
Yes.
And then Anta Bashiddat came in for some reason.
Yeah, because we need a story, right?
What story?
Yeah. The story of life in the desert. What's the story of Red Dead Redemption?
قال لك السعودية.
Okay.
Life in the
The
desert.
story-
Hold up, no, he wants to know the original
Geographically-
material so he can
Exactly.
plagiarize properly. let him.
We're in the same geographic location. though,
Yeah, the
Araf.
story of Red Dead Redemption was a bad person struggling with the bad things they've done and deciding to become a good person. It's actually a really well written story.
That's
Yes,
a
there
great
we go.
story.
The setting,
Yes,
the
yes.
setting is incidental.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the idea. What was your story of this?
And I was talking about the story of,
A bad arrow.
أبغى أصير عنتر.
honestly, I was just imagining myself running around the desert with a sword and stuff,
Why are you running around the desert with a sword?
doing grades and stuff. Araf.
So
this.
you're a
They
criminal,
did that
basically.
game multiple times. It's called Assassin's Creed, each and every one. Ew.
Okay. But it's
Remember
Sahara.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
The
the new
only
one.
place.
Not even the new one, the Origins
Yes,
in
the only
Egypt.
place Assassin's Creed didn't reach to is space. Okay,
Okay.
it did everything.
Who are
Yeah,
they going to
the-
assassinate in space?
All right, man.
Okay, I'm just
I swear to
asking.
God,
Like,
bro.
anyways, that's my idea for the game.
No,
I
that's
think,
not an idea.
I think there's merit
no, keep
there
it to
somewhere.
yourself. No, keep it to
honestly.
yourself.
That was not an idea.
EA. Check it out.
That was noise. That's
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I did. I'm not going to say that. I researched it very properly. But
Yes.
I just thought.
Listen.
About
لا يا شيخ
yeah.
Shamsi not researching something.
How about you refresh it
Okay.
and bring the idea back
Mm.
next week?
with the Toyotas.
So, yeah, definitely. Yeah, just give me a breakdown, a full breakdown of the game,
Okay.
so we
Okay.
can trash it again.
Hold on. Okay.
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 All right. How much you want to bet he's not gonna do it?
10,000 riyals.
10,000 riyal. What you got?
Let me check my bank account because I want to know what the limit. Because I know he's not gonna do
All
it.
right, so
Yeah.
she can go as high.
I just want to double up. Hey,
All right, I'll match the highest.
Khalas, done.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Done.
What?
All right.
What? You want?
Next week?
Okay,
All
next
right.
week.
Next
Yeah.
week.
Wow, that's expectations.
Oh, 100% we're ready for this.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Let's go where? We're waiting on you.
We're building games now.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
you're building.
You're building that.
Yeah.
We're betting on horses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So next week when you come in, we're not gonna build the game with you. We're
waiting.
gonna wait to hear you
Yeah,
out.
Okay, I think we have some good ideas
No,
already.
no, we don't have we.
No.
There's no we. in this
There's
one.
no we.
This is the I.
I mean-
this is the
I
I.
appreciate the time rift concept. I think there's merit there.
There's a thing in game design called the game design document.
Mm.
It is an actual document. So if you do that,
Mm.
I will give you 10,000 riyals.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Google it.
Okay, yeah, fine. I can Google it. Like I can check it out.
Look at Google right now.
I actually want to see what it looks like. It's an actual document.
Yes.
Okay, does it have like schematics?
When they design games, they don't go off vibes. There has to be a book that they have to derive from. Okay, this is the game. This is the gameplay loop. This is the enemies. Blah 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 blah.
Okay, and it's like in a
It's a document.
okay.
He
list,
said it in
يعني.
the video. There's a document called.
You go like our game design documents obsolete. That's the first link that showed up.
أول مخرج.
literally أول مخرج.
Literally, that's what it says.
Bro, give us a game for I don't know, Game Boy. I don't care anything.
Okay,
No. I want him to sit down and write something.
Oh
He's not gonna do it.
Okay,
He's
you go
not
like,
gonna
you
do
go like
that.
game design documents can be a surprisingly controversial subject. Some developers claim that they don't use them at all and haven't had for some time. See, so bullshit.
Write
So
one.
you're not gonna write one.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Write
I'm
one.
just saying.
that's
Right.
that's what's going on.
Write
here,
one,
yeah.
and I will give you 10,000 riyals.
Okay.
Write one.
Well, good job, guys. I appreciate this encouragement.
No, this
It is
is
not encouragement.
This is not-
EA,
It is entertainment.
if this is encouragement, I hate to say discouragement.
All right. That was a good 30 minutes of trashing each other. Oh, it wasn't 30 minutes. It was 10.
So what ideas do you have
We just gave you the idea. These
No.
are, we.
for the game? Do you not have a game design plan?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do we feel about the climate right now?
I have a contribution.
I'm
honestly.
trying to push this past night
It's-
conversation
it's-
as
yeah,
far
yeah, please,
back as
yeah.
possible so we'll
خلاص.
talk about.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that we have to talk about. قاعد نضيع وقت على أم الفضل.
والله الجو طيب هالايام.
والله إن الجو يتحسن. في براد في الليل.
That kind of reminded me of something, honestly. I work in a place that is a part of a larger commercial and work district. So we have a lot of entities, a lot of companies that sharing the same space.
Caft?
Not
Just
capped.
fucking with you.
Not capped.
I know it's not capped.
It's not capped.
I know.
But same vibe, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of people. So as I was leaving the office with a acquaintance, just to get like coffee or something, there were a lot of people mingling in the common area, the courtyard, whatever you want to call it. And my friend left علي وقال like, yo, these colored abayas, quote unquote, are very distracting. I looked at him like, why the hell are you watching this aslan? Why are you commenting on this?
Yeah. And why are you saying the word colored?
Why are you saying my friend?
He is my friend.
Acquaintance.
I know he doesn't have
Okay.
friends.
Technically.
Technically.
But
Facts.
but here's the thing, like he made an argument that colored abayas are a distraction because quote unquote they are signaling for attention. I'm like, I said
Yo.
I said yes.
Let finish.
I said, dude, relax. It is not that serious. Like, but dude went in on that passionate.
Rant.
You could tell like there was a lot of frustration bubbling up. Like context, he's not married.
Oh, yeah. It shows.
It shows.
Yeah.
It's obvious he's not married.
Yeah.
Because you know what happens to guys when they get married?
They get whipped.
They shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
They buy.
Yeah, they're the ones saying, yo, I like the light blue.
Mhm.
Okay?
Exactly.
That's what happens. Look, there's a lot of people like that. And a friend of mine is, I don't know if he's still like that, but I
Abaya
remember,
purist.
yes, we were talking about it. He was like, yeah, he's saying, oh, it's a distraction. I was like, my guy, you're in Europe all the time. Is the different color jeans a distraction to you? Is the color different shirts a distraction to you? Is the suit or the swimwear a distraction to you? I see you walking, taking pictures, sitting with your family, you're having fun, you're enjoying yourself. How is this different?
Exactly.
It's that simple. It's only a distraction if you want to make it into a distraction.
Exactly. Like you are feeling frustrated by the colored abaya for some reason that I do not understand.
It's something you're not used to. Fine, okay, because you're not used to it. It's something that catches your attention more
in
than
2023. A lot of people are used to it.
Everyone's used to
it.
Yes, but he is still upset by it. That is the point of contention.
That
here.
sounds like a you problem,
Exactly.
and not an us problem.
And not just that, yeah. Honestly, it's nice to give people the option to be able to express themselves. It doesn't have to be,
Just go
something
back to episode 5.
that,
We talked about this.
yeah, exactly. Like I'll let people do their own thing.
My position.
There's a lot of abayas that come in those dark colors, whether it's navy or olive, dark green, that are not.
Counterpoint.
No,
Hold on.
it doesn't
Counterpoint. You're kind of the opposite end of the problem. Like the reality is, as a male, Rasasi Saudi, you should not care or comment on abayas. Period. Like you should not give attention to that thing at all. Aslan. Why does it matter to you?
Because there's still a lot of people that do not want things to change. There's a lot of people that's hard for them to see
Here's the
changes
thing.
happening.
Here's the thing.
No, but it doesn't
this is the
concern
reality.
you.
Like
That's
here's the
why-
thing.
that's- I get
I've
that.
been raised with the idea that a man commenting on women's things in general, be it
disrespectful.
disrespectful and just like, hey, it's disrespect to yourself as a man. Like, why are you as a man commenting on women's things? This is not your space, my guy. Aslan.
Mm.
Because anyway, we've seen that scenario.
But see, if you're gonna مثلا deal with somebody in your family, is this a nice bag? No, yes, you get to have an opinion.
You answer the question,
Yeah.
fine. But again, I'm seeing it manifest in two different ways by people who are too much pro, like being involved in women's things, and too much against women's things. Like you shouldn't volunteer an opinion, period. That is my point.
Well,
I mean,
that can be very extreme. I personally, if you have an opinion, you're keeping it to yourself, that's all good. If you have an opinion and you're screaming it at people, that's a problem.
Yes.
Take it home. Keep that shit at home. If you want your wife to be dressed in a certain way and act a certain way and she's okay with it, that's between both of you. Now, what other people do is none of your business.
exactly.
Yeah, I like again the volunteering an opinion. It's both weird in the negative and the positive. Like, okay, the person who is overly critical, like, yo, you have some issues you need to work on. But like, if you're saying like, yo, Flana, that's a banging abaya, like, yo, you're kind of, yo, like, where are we? وين احنا فيها والشباب؟ يعني روقنا شوية.
Yo, I see the salmon yesterday. Anyway.
Like, yo, it matches your eye. وين فيها والشباب يعني.
Stupid.
Shamsi?
Shamdi, yeah.
Just fucking with you. Just fucking with you.
No, but I think, come on, where your acquaintance is coming from is again, it's not. I agree with your point. Why is it something that bothers you so much? It has nothing to do with you, right?
There's a bigger problem than this. There's a lot of people who think the same way that number one's friend does, right?
Oh, a
A lot of people.
Yeah, fair.
All right. And the problem is some of these people are taking that energy into work. And then they're not giving certain task or work to certain women
Because of that.
Yeah, exactly. Based on how they feel. You still have guys who do not want to work with women in the same workplace.
Mm-hmm.
This exists till today.
True, very true.
And so if he's bringing that behavior and it's affecting other people's jobs, then no, he needs to be taken care of.
Then it comes two parts. One, there's a culture element to it where companies set guidelines for what is expected of their employees in terms of
cute.
No, it's there. It's supposed to be there. It is whether it's enforced or not is a different question. But it's supposed to be there just for you to know. And then there's the other element of at least hiring the right people that are going to be able to do the work the way that needs to be done, rather than bringing their personal prejudice into line. Now that's more difficult. I do understand. At the end of the day, it is a deeply a well ingrained cultural element for a lot of people. Let's say. Okay, and you are bringing them into a different environment where they have to learn how to act differently. Yes, and that's not easy, but you got to get with the times. That's another part of that as well.
But to play
Education.
We said this about a long time ago.
Yeah.
You need to educate people before they get to the workplace.
To play devil's advocate, he did make one point that I could sort of see where he was coming from. He was frustrated that a lot in society and the workplace when we are interacting between the sexes, a lot of the burden or most of the burden is placed on the guy to behave in a certain way. He says that there's, in essence, a double standard.
I disagree.
What do you mean?
I disagree.
Yeah, and basically, like, if there is a certain type of dress code that is enforced or whatever, like, it's basically being the burden of the guy to follow that practice and rule versus the woman. Again, I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah,
But the guidelines for what to wear at work is very clear, even from the Ministry of Human Resources.
So
exactly.
Yes.
No,
For both.
Mio, basically he's saying that ليش احنا اللي قاعدين ينضغط علينا most of the time. That is, again,
Because you're the one that doesn't want to accept changes.
aha,
That's really the reason.
simple as that.
There's changes happening.
You're the
You all
one that-
approve the changes. You don't want the changes to
Exactly.
happen. So that's why you feel like it's a burden on you.
Because you are the one that's
Exactly. What kind of pressure? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Again, أنا مو على الولد فأقدر أثبت له.
Well, he's opened up that much to you. Of
Yes.
course, تمون عليه.
Of
Yes.
course.
Do you know what my response?
Not after this episode.
Not anymore.
He's a listener and he knows the vibes.
Yeah.
My response was like, yo, do you not think that people who are attractive should not work? Because that's kind of the implication of what you're saying. Yeah, that's really the crux of your frustration. Like, oh, you're too pretty. You're distracting. Why are you pretty? Don't be pretty.
Shamsi Cole, we only hire uglies.
We go back to this is a you problem.
I'm like, really? Like I don't see you.
The Uggies.
Yeah, like there is a certain energy that is directed at
FC.
certain people. Like they have one common through line with the frustration. Like they're young and quote unquote attractive. Like so, that might be a you problem, my guy.
Mhm.
Look, there's something. I'll put it out there. There's a way that I judge boys. Right? Fine, I'll just burn it. I've been using this for a long, long time now. I can't use it anymore. Fiddle podcast.
لعيونك يا كبسة.
Right? Some guys, I ask them, who belongs in the kitchen in a funny way? And I see what they respond. And if they respond with what I think they're going to respond with, like, I see where you are. And I just keep them over there. Like, okay, I can't talk to you about a lot of things.
So you just say who belongs in the kitchen.
Exactly, that's it.
And
That's
automatically you just have to.
Yeah, that's it. Who belongs in the kitchen?
Well,
He tells you, oh, that was quick. That was quick.
Way too instinctive a response. Hello? Like if you had that ready, and
Yes.
I know where to stop this conversation.
Keep in mind that a lot of boys are comfortable with the boys being themselves because they know that they're not going to be
Yeah,
criticized.
it's boys' humor
Yeah.
and boys.
No, I understand
boy
boys'
talk.
humor, but
Yeah.
some homies that it's not humor. It's
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Frustration.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It gets too real sometimes.
You joke. I
Way
love
too
it.
real.
Oh, she left the house.
The house left the house. What?
Wow.
Yeah.
البيت طلع برا البيت.
Exactly.
Paradox.
I have friends that are still having a hard time mentioning their wives' names to me, even though I had the card invited to the
Yeah,
wedding.
yeah.
Like I know your wife's name, bro.
Did they write the wife's name? Some people still don't.
Some people still don't.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, my circle.
You're,
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah, you gotta think about
wait
it
a
now.
minute. Wait a minute. Some of them
Yeah.
don't.
here's the
Yeah.
thing. There's a dumb story that I was a victim of because of that certain scenario. I was invited to a wedding when I was a young child.
The youngin.
I think I know where this is going. Go on. Go on.
As a young child, you receive the card, and as a young child,
Yes.
you are pure and innocent.
Sure, you are.
Uh-huh.
So I received the card, and it said Karima Flan. I'm like, oh, her name is Karima.
Exactly.
How nice.
I was like, Karima. Like that's not a common name.
Did you mention it?
Yes.
Nice. كيف حال كريم؟
I was a young boy. I didn't know any better. I was pure and innocent.
Define young. 23, 24?
Exactly. Last
No.
week.
No. Still in the tens. So
Okay.
And then
I was. They still use it today. I bet. Aha, اسمها مو كريمة.
We're never gonna tell you. But you didn't get it right.
friends.
No, family. The friends that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
Do you remember when he was telling us a story how he asked for a Mercedes from a former crown? Never mind.
Mm.
What?
What?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I remember that story, it's just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Because it was how simple he said it.
Mhm.
Like, by the way, get the
This is where we live.
Purple
You know?
drank.
purple
Exactly.
drink.
Where Benzes
Well-
get delivered.
When you're just 12.
Yeah, you just ask.
You know what I got gifted as a 12-year-old?
A slab.
Yes.
Mhm. A whooping.
Whooping.
That's what it's called on the streets.
And it was cool at that time. There was 2 zeros, not O's.
Okay. No G. Hello? Just an apostrophe.
Even the O's were scared.
Exactly. There's a deal. We have no topics. We're trying our best here.
So-
But just it's not working.
But I love how the contrast the world has brought us together, brought y'all together.
What?
See the
What are you talking about?
in terms of lifestyles.
You
and
introduced
what
me
you
to
got at
Adil.
12 years old.
You introduced me to Adil.
he is the contrast.
Yeah.
Which is very hard, by
I
the
am
way.
the contrast?
He would even tell you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he introduced me to Adil. And like, and fun fact, after you left, I said, "Yo, your friend looks like Moby."
The musician.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you've used
That
that
was-
multiple
That,
times.
and
Not on
that's
this
him.
podcast.
That's him trying to be funny.
No, you
you
didn't.
know?
Yeah, that was another attempt,
No.
a failed attempt
Yes.
at comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Like, I don't have joy in my life. Yeah.
Bruh.
It shows.
By the way, since we're all just being honest here and talking shit to each other,
Please do.
See, he's happy
Where the
now.
hell is this going?
me and Turks are in agreement
Mm.
that every time you send a joke, we know exactly how you're laughing.
Yeah.
Do you know it?
Tell me.
We never told you.
Tell me.
So whenever you send something, we know that it's dumb. Me and Turks know for a fact that you're looking at the phone going,
Yeah, that's the way. Yeah, fair.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
how I laugh.
Mhm.
every time I see a dumb joke, that's what I imagine. Then Turks the other day is like, you know that's how he's gonna laugh. And I was like, oh, me and you, we agree.
See, thank you for giving us the visuals.
I've been told by multiple people that I have no facial expressions, which is
Because of all that fucking fur on your face. Okay, that's why.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is still the most handsomest man in the
The
world.
gorgeous man in the world.
Forget about what we just said.
Sexiest Chewbacca you'll
not
ever
real.
see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Heavily
tallest.
fur.
He's smooth as a baby's bottom.
the
Exactly,
tallest, the tallest, handsomest, most well-adjusted person.
All his
Well adjusted. Stable.
I will,
with glistening 12 packs.
Yes.
Glistening, I say.
I will not trauma dump ever
At all.
because I have no trauma.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the topic before we get out of here. We wasted a lot of people's time.
That's what we do.
Usually.
That's actually what we do.
We have 200 plus.
Our raison
episodes of doing that.
d'être.
So, clarification real quick. We've been having a hard time connecting to our Past the Kabsa account because a lot of people have been reporting almost everything that we post, and we understand why you're doing that. And still here, but like we're still here. That
Yeah.
doesn't get changed.
Yeah, we live,
Basically.
bitch.
Yeah, I can post, but I still haven't posted the episode. The past episode until now, I still haven't posted it yet. Every time I try to post, it wouldn't let me.
Mm.
Anyway, thank you for the reports. And on top of that, a lot of people trying to hack our emails
Again,
again. And I'd like to clarify: the email that we have on Instagram is not the email that we use, y'all.
So-
like, stop wasting your fucking time.
thank you for the effort.
So you get an A for effort.
Hmm.
And I know it's a very sensitive issue. We haven't been able to post our Instagram cuts, and I think you guys know why. Almost everybody that's been whispering about what's been happening right now in Palestine have been getting reported left and right. But I think this is the first time in history where social media is actually winning. I'm not giving it social media. Arabs are actually winning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're using the tool they created against us.
Yeah.
Solidarity that everybody's showcasing, the fact that everybody's,
The battle of thoughts and minds. We are making good progress. I think the idea of the quote unquote most moral army in the world is it's not existent anymore.
And I think both sides are seeing it now compared to before. Before it was only Arabs screaming. And this time you're watching even Jewish communities in the US and
Yeah,
everywhere else also getting involved in the conversation.
like they're cutting the water. They can do that. Is the type of energy we've been hearing. Like, yo, that's not cool.
Watching Israel trying to make this like, hey, this is what we had to do and y'all gonna be fine with it was really wild.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm like بجاحة ألف.
Ewa, like you're even to the Western world, you are looking at them like they're dumb. And you're talking to them like they're dumb.
because
Your
they've been used to so long, for so long.
No,
they've been
you-
used to whatever they say, they get listened to. Yo, they're attacking us. Yo, we're under danger. Oh, yes, they're right.
What
They're
the
under
Western
danger.
world has been used to is like fine, let them have their couple of days or a week or so tantrum and خلاص نمشي الحال. Like, but when they're saying like, yo, the bloodthirsty biblical language that is being used, and like they can't spin this aslan.
It's not just a language.
They've been trying to spin it, and you can't. The videos are there, the pictures are there. Today, Israel, I think it happened, or they already got the approval for it to kick Al Jazeera out
Of
Gaza.
Because
Yes.
democracy.
They don't want anyone to see what's happening. They've been trying their best to cut off communications, but everyone sees what's going on. They did a great job of cutting communication inside Israel, so we don't see what Hamas is doing inside with them.
Mm.
But we see the number of deaths going up. But in Gaza, they couldn't. Bro, you remember the live stream that I used to play with you guys,
Mm.
where we see the news 24 hours, like
Yeah.
direct from Gaza?
Mm.
Do you know how many times YouTube cut off that stream?
Again,
And I
again,
go and I
again.
find it with different names
Mm.
because people are actually actively trying to push it forward. Because even live streams of it's a news channel, you're cutting it off.
We're protecting you from trauma, Adil.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't want you to have nightmares when you sleep.
yeah. But look, I remember the first few days when it happened, my algorithm went crazy of explaining why Israel had all the rights in the world. It went crazy. And by day four, it started changing.
Mm.
You know, by day 7,
That's when, again, the narrative, the truth, and the truth has always been there. But when people actually started seeing the videos that start coming out and the effects,
I
of the
think it's
bombings.
no. See, the videos were coming out when they were getting bombed the first time. I think it was the hospital.
Mm.
The hospital, you can't fucking deny that. You tried to spin it and
Yeah.
say, yo, it's a misfire, Madri Ish, and all that.
Actually, we had to do it.
We actually had to do it. Here at Past the Kabsa, we do investigative journalism. And when we say gative journalism. And we sat on Wednesday, me and the boys, looking through military weapons.
Because that's what we do at Kabsa.
Hold on, before I finish with this, do you want me to give you a credit for this, or should I just take the heat on this?
I mean,
Because I don't feel like we're all like,
Yeah, I mean,
I
know
I didn't look it up.
I
didn't-
let's just say there's different levels of
I wasn't-
expertise here. you know,
I was present.
I was present.
my stated position is that Allahumma ansur Palestine. That is my position.
but we were watching different videos and we were discussing.
We saw the video's explosion.
Yeah.
We saw the video. So everyone is
analyzing.
saying it's a misfire. And when you go and you look at all the impact of Hamas's missiles, and you look at the impact of this one, you can tell the difference. It's two different worlds.
Mhm.
And so the intel community, God bless their souls, all these retired old men, came together.
They have nothing better to do than to talk
Exactly,
about.
they're retired, bro.
Exactly.
They like a war.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
Two. So it was crazy to watch the whole intel community go do a thorough breakdown on the type of ammunition that the U.S. gave to Israel, right? And then they were talking about the JDAM and what it does and what its purpose, and connected to a GBU missile, what it does. And so we watched a bunch of videos where you can hear the terminal velocity, the thud, almost every single detailed explosion being similar to something that Israel
So,
has.
Yeah, exactly.
But Biden wanted to come in and say, hey, it was the other team. Look,
Of course, we believe you, Biden.
it's not about believing or not believing. This is going to be similar to WMD's Ayam Iraq.
Yeah, the damage has been done.
Exactly. 20 years later, we find out the truth.
Mm.
So this is going to be one of those moments that 20 years later, we're going to look back on and say, yo, were they right or were they
So
wrong?
the Zionist playbook: deny, 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 and
Exactly.
then 5 years later, when nobody's paying attention,
20 years later.
yeah, good. Like when nobody's paying attention, you say, "Hey, by the way,
Yes.
Whoopsie doodle.
yeah."
And then you'd be like, yo, that was too far ago. Now look at them. They're good guys right now.
Mm.
And then you forget that. So do not pay close attention to the rhetoric that's been happening around. I mean, just keep it local. Local will tell you what's going on.
The Zionists have had a good 60 years in order to build that playbook of how to lie to you, how to misinform you, how to manipulate you,
How to lobby you.
how to manipulate public opinion. And the reason that you're seeing all these Western states follow lock, stock, and barrel with Israel is because, hey, they've bought it hook, line, and sinker. It's nothing new. Now, the only difference is, or the major difference is the fact that the footage that's coming out that's being amplified by Arabs across social media, the publics of the peoples of the world are now seeing it and they are having a conscious reaction. That is, I think, the biggest differentiator here.
Here's the thing, listeners. I will give you a lesson in critical thinking 101.
First off, it's one-on-one, not
One
one-on-one.
on one.
It's not a basketball
Ma
game.
عليك. He's going to mentor them.
Okay,
That's the first lesson.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Never assume.
Sorry, because I'm so tall. The thought takes a long time to reach my head.
Exactly.
So, 101, critical thinking 101. You believe that a hospital has been bombed. Who is most likely to bomb it? The people who are defending themselves, or the people who are bombing the shit out of everything else around the hospital?
Well, yes, but that's when they start using footages showing a misfire or acting like it's a misfire
Or claiming.
or
Exactly.
claiming.
After your defense spokesman
Yeah,
tweets about
have
it and
you
then
seen-
deletes it.
Deletes it.
Have you seen the quote unquote leaked Hamas conversation?
Yes.
Like,
What was it? Puppets?
it might as well have been.
It was a reenactment using Sesame Street.
Basically, like we have received quote unquote classified intel of Hamas operatives disclosing the oopsie together.
Oopsie.
Oh,
The
wow.
oopsie. And
That's what they called it.
I will do a reenactment of the reenactment. I'm like, يا زلمة طاح المستشفى لخايم. And like they
Okay, wow.
that's big.
Wow.
That might as well have been
What a
it.
reenactment. He just said words.
100% accurate there,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Like you could,
Let me use racism in reenactment.
yeah, like
And
you could
stereotypes.
tell
He's gorgeous, but the head. I
Even
mean,
the head.
yeah.
Not enough flow.
the amount of Gazans and Palestinians on Twitter, like, yo, bullshit. That's not a Palestinian accent. That's Shlomo trying to do a Palestinian accent.
But see, Shalom's trying. That's the point there.
Well, yeah, they had good control of social media. There was footages out, I think, like the first few days of the attack with all like Israel meeting up with all the social media influencers they have in Israel, trying to push the narrative that they want to do.
The Hasbara Corporation.
Whatever it's called. Look, I put a post a couple days ago. See, this is the time when I'm not going to say we, because I'll take the heat for this. So whatever happens on Pastor Kabsa, blame me. It goes without saying. And if you have any bad feelings, if you hate something that someone said, I'll take the heat. Just point the finger at me. Leave my boys out of it.
واحنا بنجحد.
And we shall support you all the way.
Exactly.
He'll take the heat. Let us
Okay, you got this.
Good luck, homie.
And listen, I'm gonna head home right now. But I already got this, my guy.
We believe in you.
I will support you by
I'm gonna send you a sticker.
We trust you.
I will support you by being tall over there
And handsome.
Yes.
You got this.
and glistening.
Glistening with a 12-pack. So I put a post when I was talking about there's a lot of things that happen in the creative community locally in Saudi where people are asked to not have that conversation. Funny enough,
Funnily.
a lot of people that had nothing to do with what I posted thought it was about them.
Oh.
Okay.
Had they accepted me?
So they thought you were smoking them out. He was not smoking you out, ladies and gentlemen.
I
He was
was-
stating an opinion.
I was stating an opinion because I'm in so many groups and I've been looking at the pattern over the last week and I've been noticing some people not understanding the situation we're in today because they think it's similar to all situations and they're choosing to turn a blind eye. And I was like, yo, that is completely fucking wrong. And then I'm looking at people who are Arabs are saying, do not have these discussions. And so a lot of people reached out to me that had nothing to do with this and they thought it was about them.
Yo.
But it was beautiful to see. It was beautiful to see people expose themselves. It was amazing.
I mean, you bought,
They-
Milkshake bought all the boys to
But
the
here's the
yard.
thing: when I posted it, I was expressing my feelings. At the same time, I'm not justifying nothing. I don't give a fuck how y'all feel. But when I posted it, I thought it was going to be another post.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then people came at me with WhatsApp screenshots.
وش قصدك؟
No, not me. No,
Oh,
no.
examples.
Ewa.
Examples.
Yo.
And, oh, by
This
the
guy,
way.
this guy saying this guy saying that, this guy works in this place, this guy works in that place.
Yo.
Hello.
That's
And I was like looking at it, I was like, uh-oh.
That's called a repository. But
This
dude,
is
No,
the Pastor Kabsa Intel database.
Capsonomics.
Shout out to Noor. Shout out to our homie Noor. Noor Tahir. Noor sent me a message. She was like, I love the intel and Comic Sans.
That goes to show you that you shouldn't take it seriously, right? Like what we're saying
Exactly.
is serious, but it's Comic Sans. Don't take it seriously. Yeah.
It's a comic.
There's a joke here
You know-
somewhere. You don't know where it is, but it's we're laughing.
you know, by having that certain reaction to Adil's post, you know what they call that in the discourse? They call that a self-report. Like
Yes.
you kind of just snitched on yourself, my guy.
So a lot of people would show me other people, like people that we even know. And I'm looking at what they said. Like these are groups I'm not involved in. And I'm looking at it, and then I noticed a lot of messages of people saying, "Yo, expose them, tell us who they are, so we know not to deal with them anymore." Look, love the mob mentality.
Yeah. Okay, those pitchforks, hard. Okay, hard.
Love it. Love the
Okay.
fact, yo, let's get together, let's go. But
Get 'em.
nah, yo,
But torches, no torches,
yeah,
no torches.
No, that's not what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And I told everybody, I was like, yo, I'm not going to tell you who I'm talking about because it's none of anyone's business.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
just stating what's happening in the scene. And I'm not going to point anyone out for people to attack. And also, a lot of people thought I was talking about foreigners. And I was like, okay, I'll do this on the podcast because I really need to explain something.
It's an assumption about Dul.
Let them assume whatever they want to assume. What I want people to understand, not only by that post, it's about what we all feel. As an Arab, you should understand what's going on.
Mm.
As a foreigner, it's not my job to tell you what's going
Yeah.
on. I don't need to tell you what's happening because at the same time, you're not the decision maker. So even if you stand by me, it gives me zero value. What we need is for Arabs to stick together. I mean, I don't know if for the listeners who've been here for 200 episodes, they've seen us talk about this so many times, how we want a united Middle East. We always ask for that. And as Arabs, when a time like this, we're not together, it's a problem. This is one of the first times where we're actually seeing positive things that are going to happen or could happen.
Inshallah.
And it's the time for us to really stick together. But if you want to be a coon, if you want to be a traitor to your own country, a
Uncle
traitor to your
Tom.
own religion, if this is what you want to be, cool. Keep it to your fucking self. Do not bring it to us. Do not bring it to anyone outside. The Palestinian issue, you cannot separate it from us. You cannot separate from any of us. Our grandparents and our parents and us lived through it. It's part of us.
It is the issue.
It is the main issue that the whole region agrees on. So you cannot separate it from us. Now, I do understand that some people have businesses and they don't want those businesses to be impacted by, where they stand. Some of them, they're afraid to get canceled. Some of them are afraid to get called out. All of that is understandable if we lived over there,
Yeah.
but we live here.
But Adil, Palestinians were mean to me in my comment section.
I will get to that in a second.
They said mean things to me.
I'll get to that. I'm not gonna point out anyone. I'm doing my best right here. Try to choose my words wisely
Yes, I can see the vein pop from his head. He's trying.
because I want to say names because it hurts, but at the same time I don't want to say names. What I want people to understand, I understand that today there's a lot of foreigners in Saudi that are holding positions where you think your business can thrive in. And you're doing your best to build those doors and, build that connection in order for your business to thrive because you're relying on these things and these people to help guide you where you want to go. So I understand how you feel like, yo, if I'm being honest about how I feel, this could affect my business with these people. And I can't tell you what to do or not to do. But what I see from my own end, and you can call me selfish if you want, you can call me misunderstood, you can say whatever you want, it's all good. But from what I see is that if we're standing in a position where we have the power, because these people work for us, then they should be working for us. It's not how they feel. I'm not paying them to come here to feel. I'm paying them to come here to work. You, as an Arab, as a Saudi, have the right to express your feelings in any way, shape, or form you want. And if you think someone is standing in your way or is stopping you from getting where you want to get because of your views that are valid locally and regionally, that person has to go. Not you, not your business. Those are the people that you need to call out. Those are the people that we should be pointing a finger at and say, hey, you're here as a guest. You're here to do a job, get paid, go back home and live your life. That's what you're supposed to do. But if you come here and blocking what we need to do because we don't fit what you want, because afraid of what you are going to be looked at in front of your own people, then this is not the place for you. I mean, it's very obvious Saudi is not bending over to nobody. You want to come and work here? This is who we are.
There's a culture, and there's you understanding your place within that culture, and being the person that goes against the general sense of what everybody's feeling and going against to satisfy their own personal well-being or feeling of well-being. at the end of the day, there's going to have, consequences for that.
The creative community has a lot of problems in every single shape or fucking form. And they don't want to admit to those problems. There's a lot of people in the creative community that are separating themselves from the creative community because of what's happening today. Because we are looking at other people from our own blood standing against an issue that's close to all of us. Now, if you don't want to speak out about what's going on, you don't need to speak out. No one asking you to speak out. No one's asking you to go riot. No one's asking you to do anything. The country is already taking care of all that for us. Alhamdulillah. We have a country, we have leadership that was very obvious. They know exactly what they want. They've been saying the same thing for 30, 40, 50 years. They're not going to change that. We know what they want. We know what they're saying, and we all agree with it. I'm not asking you to go outside and stop pointing fingers at people. That's not what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to just stand your ground when you know it's right. When someone is telling you that this is negative and pointing a finger and you're sitting there like nodding your head like a dumbass, no, that's wrong. We shouldn't allow that.
You should know better.
You should know way better.
Yeah, you should know better. And for the people that are on the other side, you should educate yourself. Honestly, like just educate yourself. Like at the end of the day,
if they don't want to, they don't have to.
So and that's the thing. Living in the ignorant atmosphere where you are just believe what you were told by the mainstream media, and you think, oh, because everybody agrees on this issue, then it's probably what's right. That should show you that there's something wrong if everybody's agreeing on one issue. Maybe you should dig a little bit deeper. Maybe you should try to understand why this issue is so important to all of us as Arabs, as Muslims, as people who live in this region, as people who have seen these reoccurring cycles of violence hurt our brothers and sisters. And honestly, at this point, we're just all fed up. We're all just frustrated.
I'll take a step further. You, as a Saudi, you were here in the last 5 years watching your country get attacked. You sat right here.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the whole thing happen to you. You saw how Western medias and you had all media outlets come and point a finger at you. And you felt that you were being attacked, even though you were sitting in your own house. You were not comfortable anywhere you went. They kept pointing a finger at you and annoying you.
Not even attacked, like straight up being lied about.
And then you go now and use those same outlets to say, oh, I agree with them and what they're saying. You were just attacked by those same people. But now, for some weird reason, amnesia, you forget what happened to you.
There is a saying that still holds true to this day. Palestine هي البوصلة. It is the compass. If you are on the wrong direction of this issue,
this is a lot about
it's a safe assumption that you're going to be on the wrong direction on most things.
Yeah.
I truly believe there's a lot of traitors, and I truly believe there's a lot of people that are not. They're not about it. There's selfish. They only give a fuck about their businesses, where they're going to end up. They'll bend over to anyone who's paying them, and they'll do whatever the motherfucking person wants. If the person says be an atheist, they'll be an atheist tomorrow. You're a fucking follower. You're not a leader in any shape or fucking form.
Listeners, it is a fact that Saudi has given lives for this cause back in the day. We have sent soldiers in the 1948 war. عندنا شهداء في القضية هذه. But you're saying that Palestine is something I don't care about. You are spitting on the lives of your fellow countrymen that gave the ultimate sacrifice for a right and just cause.
A right and just cause.
There's a lot of things in this conversation. And
glad you smoked them out.
No, there was another point that I wanted to say. Oh, yeah, let's get back to the Palestinian point.
Yes, Palestinians are being mean in my comment section, Ya Adil.
I actually had the conversation with someone. He's like, hey, I'm not going to forget the fact that when we were being attacked by Houthis and being attacked by other governments, we watched a lot of Arabs stand with those governments against us as Saudis. And I told him, okay, I also did not forget when that happened. I remember all the comments. I remember all the bullshit. But this is internal. We deal with this بنفسنا. Exactly. This issues that we have in the Middle East, we Arabs fix these issues. Exactly. We are united against anyone that's coming to attack us. And then our issues, we solve it ourselves. If you pay attention over the last 3, 4, 5 years, the regions kept getting closer and closer together. Why? Because we have a leadership that's been trying to get the region closer and closer together. And there's more people together now than ever before. So the more we grow that, the better it is for everybody else.
Yes, and
So those comments did exist. We saw them. We saw them pointing fingers and laughing at us when we had a oil war with Russia. We saw all that. That's internal. We deal with that ourselves. You don't have to bring that out as in, well, oh, they attacked me once. No, bro.
But what I was going to add to that is that essentially, even if they are being shitty to us, what's right will still be right. Whoever is at the tail end of that. This is a just cause, even if we have issues or some petty bullshit between between us as Arabs. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. It shouldn't be affected or colored by our feelings.
Yeah, we should not be using it against each other.
Absolutely.
This is bigger. When people were attacking us, there was no children getting murdered. There was no innocent people getting murdered in Saudi. This is a totally different
A whole
conversation.
different level of engagement. A whole different level of engagement. بس يعني ما يصح إلا الصحيح. You know, at the end of the day يعني يعني for me honestly يعني it's there's bigger issues at play here. There's bigger elements to consider rather than somebody hurt my feelings and my comments, honestly. For me, I remember, I'm not going to forget about that, but right now there's bigger priorities and bigger concerns Salah, that I need to consider.
There's innocent people.
Yeah.
There's innocent people that have
There's
no water,
pain
they have no
and-
electricity, they have no gas, they have nothing, they have no medical equipment, they have absolutely nothing. 4 hospitals have been taken out or wiped out. A church, the world's third oldest church was hit.
Bombed.
So it doesn't matter if you're Muslim, doesn't matter if you're Christian, it doesn't matter to them who you are. This is a mission.
The laws of war, what are those? War crimes, can I have some more, please? Ketchup.
Look, I've been watching the UN trying to stand up to certain things.
That's funny.
It's cute.
Yeah.
It's super cute.
Wasn't there a resolution just vetoed a couple of
Yes.
days ago? Yeah,
Yes.
yesterday.
Subhanallah.
Because humanitarian assistance is not that important.
the resolution was condemning violence on all sides, and guess who vetoed that resolution?
The proponent of violence in this world. I wonder who that is. Maybe the country that sells the most weapons? Perhaps.
Do not attack people. Do not force people trying to understand a conversation that they should not be a part of in the first place. Do not make this very negative on people. Malhum dakhal. Just talk to the people who need to hear and just make sure that people understand where you stand. It's that simple. For you. It's not even for me. Don't even do it for me. I don't care where y'all stand. I'm going to call an ace an ace. I don't give a shit if you're happy, if you're sad about it. I just find it disrespectful that when we should be united, we're still fighting.
And if there's one big moral issue for Arabs, for Muslims, this is it. This is really it. And you mentioned
This is the one topic that we all should be
That's
agreeing on.
the one issue, and the one issue that we literally grew up learning about and grew up seeing just again and again and again. You know, the never-ending brutality of Zionism, and it's something that we've had to live through.
How many of you donated money during school when you were kids?
Yeah.
All of us.
Like, to give you an idea how this conflict is still resonating. The father, Muhammad al-Durra, you know the one. He lost his brothers in Gaza. So the picture of Palestinian suffering is continuing to suffer.
A friend of mine, we were having this conversation, and he's been trying to go back to Gaza, but he can't. And he was telling me, he was like, listen, we don't have weapons, bro. We don't have weapons. He was like, me going there is me going to sacrifice my life for the people to see that they should be paying attention. He's like, this is our only weapon. Our weapon is for you to see that we're all
lives,
dying.
Literally.
That's it. Nothing else that we can show you.
And there's a reason why Gaza has, I think, 50% of the population of Gaza is under 24, something along those lines.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that, because these people are aware that the only thing they have is their lives. And they're the one way to keep, the spirit of resistance alive is to make sure that there isn't somebody else to carry the torch. Because otherwise, then what's left?
Allah Yansurhum.
Allah Yansurhum.
That's all we can say. That's all I can say. We hope it's going to be wild. I don't think it's going to be over anytime soon.
No, not at all. We're barely seeing it.
Respect to everybody that's been canceling their events for what's been happening lately. Even Middle East was trying to have a private event, and they sent an email out saying, listen, we would love to see everybody, but during these hard times, we don't think this is the right time for us to do what we wanted to do with you guys, and we appreciate you, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon. I respected that a lot. So shout out to Ramadan and Talal and all the team for that. A lot of people are canceling all their events. I respect that. It's not the time. You cannot be enjoying yourself at this time. You just can't be. Like, okay, you want to go and Ghayr Joe and all that stuff, cool, do that. But when people are innocently getting killed, it's very hard to look on the
When you
other
know
side.
there's that non-stop suffering going on.
Exactly, except if you're Shamsi on the weekend. But Chesma, away from that, had to bring back the hate. Had to bring back the hate.
Always alive.
There was a bus approaching. I just wanted to throw you before it just passed.
So let's hail this bus real quickly.
Yeah, put your arm down next time you say that.
He would have thrown me under the bus, but I was too
No,
tall.
no.
See?
Very bad combo.
Good catch. Good catch.
Again, if people didn't pass the cups of bingo, that was a sign.
I'm guessing that's not a way to call a bus.
Oh my god. Well, anyway, shout out to our tons and tons of this. Shout out to our tons of viewers. We appreciate y'all. We suck at this
Yeah.
right now. It's very hard time.
We tried.
Pass the Kabsa on all socials.
They're all getting blocked. Anyways, we are looking for next week. I don't know.
I look forward to continuing to being very tall
And handsome.
and handsome
Glistening.
and well adjusted.
I promise you guys next week we'll have better topics. We're still going to talk about Palestine. We're not going to stop that. That's just not going to happen. But we will try to get you guys in there. We'll bring Shamsi alive and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Full reenactment on the podcast.
Enactment, not reenactment.
Stuff Allah.
We're gonna get a big pot.
10,000 riyals.
Oh, yes.
10,000.
So we don't forget.
خلاص,
All right.
وصلنا-
I said I'll
وصلنا.
match the highest bidder, right?
Yes.
All right.
20,000.
Damn.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm
Burn
willing to
your
take
life.
on the full bet and triple it.
Wow.
This is how I guarantee
homies are
that
excited.
we're not getting any video games.
Okay.
Oh wait, I thought it was the other way around.
What?
I'm betting that he's not gonna write.
I'm betting he's not going to write it either.
I'm
That
betting-
we're all
yes.
An
I'm bet-
agreement.
I'm
we're all winners then.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
None of us are going to lose. This is a guaranteed W
So,
for everyone to keep their money.
If you write,
Slam dunk.
yeah, if you write something, you have the potential of winning. I don't know, 40,000 riyals.
No, he's not in. He's not in on the bet. No.
I think you're going to put in 10.
You know what? Keep him in on the bet.
I know he's going to put around 20 something. Okay.
I'm willing to go higher
Yeah.
for Shamsi to write
A game design document, yeah.
Okay. So let's say 30 to 50.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
I'll match 30 to 50 even higher. Just to guarantee you. How about we bring it all in cash just on the table?
Stacks.
That's not the problem. The problem is we all agree he's not gonna do it.
I know that's a problem. It's gonna be a
We need a believer.
Watch me.
Are
as
there
I-
any
as I
believers out
prove
there?
all of you all wrong. Watch me. Just watch me.
Okay.
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 All right. Okay. We'll see. That's how much we don't know that you're a liar.
Next on Past the Caps.
Next time, Pastor comes out. So the camel.
Hail.
Yo.
I'm just saying, it's funny.
Anyways, we out?
We out.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.